Good afternoon. Welcome to PV Talks. I'm your host, Steve Bracety, and with me today is my dear friend, one of the owners of Arizona's hometown radio group, and they are the first radio station to go have solar power FM, the largest listenership in northern Arizona, Mr. Sanford Cohen. Sanford, welcome.
Well, so far, you're right on the mark.
Oh, and let me just interject this part. We are celebrating 40 years in broadcasting, huh?
Yep. Well, the first radio station in Prescott Valley went on the air September 1st, 1985. And we were mounted on a telephone pole next to the studio at Robert Road and Jackie Drive in a converted dentist's office. And oddly enough, once we moved and got our other studio, it is now back to being a dentist's office again.
No kidding. And we have KPPV, KQNA, WAN 106.5, Badass Blues, and KDDL. Yeah, that's off the top of my head, my friend.
Jack FM 94.7.
Oh, I missed those,
and
yeah.
And then you got to talk about all the stations in Lake Havasu and Bullhead City and Parker. And then we have, of course, travel radio at the Grand Canyon, the one and only up there.
So 40 years in business. First and foremost, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. What
have you learned after 40 years that if you can go back in time and tell a 20-year-old Sanford Cohen?
Wow. I can tell you that when lots in a community are $500 a piece, buy as many of them as you can.
Yeah. Get an Apple and IBM right off the gate, correct?
To watch this community grow the way it has been stunning. When we first came to Prescott Valley to build the radio station, there was about maybe 3,000 people in town. There was one paved road, and that was Robert Road. And they were paving it for the third time because they were having a hard time finding the right mixture of asphalt that would withstand the freeze and thaw. But all the other roads were dirt, including the frontage roads. Highway 69 was 2 lanes. There was a stop sign at Robert Road and Highway 69, but there were no traffic lights all the way from Phoenix, all the way into Sheldon and Gurley Street. So this was Jackass Flats that had become Prescott Valley.
Was there a McDonald's back then?
Oh, no.
No?
Oh, no.
And In-N-Out was just a pipe dream then,
As a matter of fact, shortly after we opened, Dairy Queen and Tasty Freeze both started about within a couple of months of each other. But yeah, those were the first big franchise burger deals in Prescott Valley.
So 40 years in business over time, technology's changed dramatically. We know that content's changed dramatically. How do you keep it fresh?
Well, the technology normally you would look at it and say, well, how are we possibly going to keep up with that? But what you do is you use it to your advantage. And in our case, people would say to us routinely that, well, the internet is going to, replace radio stations, and it really hasn't. Part of that, of course, is due to the fact that it's illegal to, mess with your cell phone while you're driving. So obviously having the radio there where we do all the work, we program the music, we add the news and even the commercials. And I think that's part of the thing is that we've never treated commercials as like interruptions or something that takes away from the entertainment factor. People listen to local radio, not just for the music, not just for the personalities and the news and the weather, but even the commercials.
Yeah. So Arizona's hometown radio group, it's a family-run business.
It's my wife and I.
I was about to say, there's another half to you, correct?
Jerry has been right with me from the very beginning. We made the trip all the way out to Arizona from Atlanta, Georgia, when we were granted the permit to build the first radio station in Prescott Valley. And it's no small feat to do that. we were told that getting a frequency in a new community was kind of like landing a starring role in a major motion picture without an agent. It just doesn't happen.
Unless you look like Fabian, I guess, right? So let me ask this question, because I'm curious. Marriage, business partners. Let's say Terry wants to go left and you want to go right. How do you come to a mutual decision?
We go left.
We smart
go
man.
There's not even
there you go.
Not even a question. As a matter of fact, on a lot of the programming decisions that have been made for Arizona's Hometown Radio Group, Terry's been the one that has taken the lead on certain talk show hosts or certain music formats, things like that. So no, she has been a very active participant in making sure that our radio stations are relevant. She does a lot of quality control as far as the on air is concerned. So no, she's really been a great partner and a great leader in helping Arizona's Hometown Radio Group get to the 40-year mark, and off we go. Still got gas in the tank.
Fire in the belly, right?
Yeah.
I grew up with Wolfman Jack, Don Imus, sometimes Howard Stern, cousin Bruce Morrow.
Yep.
Who has been your icon or someone you wish to meet in radio voice?
Well, the first and foremost one was Paul Harvey.
Oh, yes.
When I was in 7th grade, I did a book report on a biography that his wife Angel wrote about Paul Harvey. And the teacher was so impressed with my, observations of the book and so forth. He sent that material to Paul Harvey.
No kidding.
And he sent me back one of those bifold press release pieces with a full color photo of him, and Angel wrote a nice little note. And so for a 7th grader, that's
pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Have that happen. And I think Paul Harvey is unique. His storytelling ability to keep you in suspense until the end. Now you know the rest of the story.
Yeah. So you were hooked back then, huh?
Oh, yeah.
At early age.
Oh, I used to listen to Detroit Tiger baseball on my transistor radio, going to sleep at night, hearing Ernie Harwell, the Hall of Fame broadcaster, back when I was 6-7 years old. And my Uncle Mort was a bass player in Detroit, and he was friends with Jerry Goodwin from Keener 13, one of the radio stations that I used to listen to. He brought Jerry Goodwin to my house when I was like 9 years old. I can tell you, I don't remember saying anything. I was just dumbfounded.
Just like in awe.
This is the guy from the radio. He's sitting at my kitchen table, But I started out doing the morning announcements in 8th grade and junior high school. So this has always been my life's work.
It's like a calling for you, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Speaking of being dumbfounded, what's going on with your Detroit Tigers? They are just collapsed. I mean.
Yeah, you got to know when to hold them, but unfortunately, all
they're
they
folding
know
them
is
right
when
now.
to fold them. So yeah, it's really a shame.
I think they gave up the lead in the Central, right?
Yeah,
they're game back from the Guardians.
Yeah. Well, as of the recording of this fine interview, you just never know. They might go on a winning streak after this. Who knows?
Do you really think so? No. Okay. So you went to Michigan State University.
I did.
You got to meet a famous alum there along the lines of baseball, and he played football too as a wide receiver, I believe.
Kirk Gibson was my next door neighbor.
Yeah.
And when I was a junior at Michigan State, and I would see him every once in a while going in and out of the house, and we'd wave or whatever. And one time I actually went to a party at his house, and he literally was sitting on the kitchen table with a harem of young ladies basically fighting each other for a few moments with Kirk. He had a lot of hair back then, and he was kind of like God's gift, big man on campus, both in football and baseball.
True.
And it was really cool just to kind of watch him do his thing. But, he, when I talked to him later when he was manager of the Diamondbacks, and he did remember living on Allen Street. So obviously I was not trying to, BS him or anything about.
Did he remember you specifically though?
No, of course not. I'm the wrong sex. You wouldn't remember.
The dramatic home run World Series when he's limping up to the plate and just crushes a grand slam of Dennis Eckersley. That's
right. And, the funny thing was that they just never, they wanted Kirk to get up there, and every time he swung, he would double over in agony.
Yeah.
And the one time that he connected was the winning home run.
Like a scene from The Natural, the late Robert Redford.
Indeed.
So you got some toys you brought with you today, huh? Some props?
I brought a couple things. I know you like sports.
Really?
So I wanted to make sure that I included this. Where would be the
way to look? That way.
Okay. So I wanted to give a shout out to Mike and the Doc. We host Let's Talk Sports on our sister station, KQ&A, and we've been doing that show for 31 years.
Wow.
But this is the three of us at the World Series championship game between the Arizona Diamondbacks and some other team. I think it was like the New York Yankees or something like that. Which
other team, please.
My host here is a big Yankees fan. And being on the field after Gonzo got the series winning hit, and doing an interview with Mike Morgan, the relief pitcher, gave me a big sweaty bear hug and did a nice interview with him. But then at a Coyotes game, a few days later, I was up in the booth visiting my friend Doug McLeod, and they came up with the trophy for the World Series. And Doug said, "Hey, you mind holding this while I get my microphone set?" And
mind holding it? Sure.
So I got to hold the World Series trophy, and you can tell that it's the real thing.
That's pretty cool.
Because those flags that are snagged, that was during the post-game parade. They were holding the trophy up, and it got snagged in a tree as it was going down Jefferson. And so that's how you know that was the real Diamondbacks World Series
Who's
trophy.
The guy holding it with the beard, the solid black beard and the Michigan State
a younger version
hoodie.
Of yours truly.
Oh, boy. So, as a small business owner, big player in our community, you survived 9/11, the Great Recession, the pandemic. Any words of wisdom you can give to the listenership out there?
Well, obviously, there's going to be good times and bad. And, save your pennies during the good times, and that'll help you get through the bad times. But really, you should always, always, always be reaching out and expanding your base. And that's why, membership in the Chamber of Commerce to me is vital. It gives you an opportunity to network with existing businesses, but also it is a natural landing place for new businesses. And so we're members of a whole bunch of chambers of commerce, probably like 16, 17 of them all around the state.
And you're active members too. Yeah. You're not just signing a check. You're actually participating in the process.
The very first chamber we became members of was Prescott Valley.
You're a past president, I believe.
Yep. Yeah. I was president in 2001, actually. And that was a real challenge because people desperately needed a pep talk in the aftermath of 9/11. And so I tried to explain to them that people are probably not going to be vacationing in Hawaii or going to be buying that, brand new pickup, but they are still going to want to be entertained. And so I thought that people from Phoenix would probably lower their sights a little bit and spend more time, doing tourism up here in Yavapai County.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually had a pretty good year that year in the aftermath of 9/11. But yeah, that day I was actually announcing at the radio station because our morning announcer had left and our new announcer, Ken Byers, had not come to our station till the following Monday. So I was the announcer for that week. And on Tuesday morning, when I turned on AP Network News and they announced that the plane had hit the World Trade Center, I literally like stared at the audio board. I just could not believe what I was hearing. I ran down to the AP teletype, and normally there's like a really small pile of news from overnight. Well, this thing was like, it had been cranking all night long. And that was really just a terrible, awful feeling. And I think one thing that I learned is that what happens in New York City to that level reverberates everywhere.
Yep.
People here in Yavapai County felt every bit as awful for the people of New York City as they did. And it's like people didn't want to have a sale. They didn't want to have a party. They didn't want to go out and dance or anything. They just wanted to sit home and take it all in and understand what had happened to our country then. And obviously we have endured other maladies since then. And eventually we do kind of find our center and realize that, good, bad, or indifferent, we live in one of the most glorious places in all of the world, not just in America. And so you just go out there and you appreciate what we have been given here in Prescott Valley and Yavapai County. And it really is a very special place to be able to live. And my kid was born here, raised here,
she graduated, got married here too, my friend.
Got married, and you were the dude at Prescott Resort that made it all happen. Closed your restaurant so that we could hold the ceremony.
That was a beautiful ceremony, by the way.
Oh well, you guys helped a lot making that happen. But yeah,
you've been blessed with a grandchild, and rumor has it one on the way.
Knock wood. We're hopeful that things will go well, but yeah, it looks like we got one in the oven.
All right.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of questions for you. There's no right or wrong answer, but I just want to get your take, your thoughts and opinion. If you could either have the skill and the talent to play every musical instrument or speak every language, which would you choose and why?
Well, music is the universal language.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, I would much rather run the route of playing as many instruments as possible. I do play harmonica. I play blues harp.
There you go.
But I've had a special connection to music my entire life. When I used to listen to that radio station in Detroit as a kid, I would create my own top 10 lists, and I'd be moving stations, music up and down the list, and collect all the different hit music guides, and just really become so appreciative of what musicians are able to bring to the table, because when I think of songs, it reminds me of events that are related to those songs. And, my wife and I have, certain songs that we really identify with. There's a Journey song called Don't Stop Believin'.
Yes.
And in that song, it starts out with just a small town girl living in a lonely world, took the midnight train going anywhere.
Just a city
boy, born and raised in South Detroit. And it's like, oh yeah. And we did manage to take that train to just about anywhere. And we ended up meeting in Atlanta at TGI Fridays during happy hour.
Oh, wow. Now you're dating yourself for sure. Journey was my first concert, believe it or not. I saw them with Bryan Adams. And that song, of course, was made famous by the last scene of that TV show, The Sopranos. So,
well, and you're dating yourself. My first concert, I was 13 years old. My mom dropped me off and I sat in the upper deck. The tickets were $650, $450, $650, $550, and $450.
Let me guess, Bobby Darin.
Oh, no. This was Three Dog Night,
Ooh.
a local band called Frost.
Okay.
And the opening act, which I knew nothing of, but changed my life completely from that moment forward. And that was John Mayall, the British blues master.
Yes.
I was so blown away. I went out and got the Turning Point
He
the
can
next
flat out
day,
play. Mm-hmm.
and I've been a fan of his ever since. I interviewed him. He's done liners for my Badass Blues station. He's now passed on, of course, but it was so special to go there expecting, to hear Mama Told Me Not to Come, and instead I got a dose of the blues that, man, it just stayed with me forever and ever. I'm on the board of directors of the Arizona Blues Hall of Fame. And we have our showcase coming up at the Elks Theater on October 11th, where we're featuring 3 Hall of Fame acts, Big Pete Pearson,
Okay.
Chuck Hall, and Lucius Parr. And the blues music here in Arizona has a very rich tradition that you wouldn't necessarily associate with Arizona. But even the kids that play music nowadays, if you look and see what kind of music they're playing,
12-bar blues.
it's either blues or classic rock,
Yep.
and that we have so many great musicians. We are so blessed with the amount of musical talent that we have in this county and in this community. They play every weekend and all kinds of places, and you're going to see people that are so technically gifted in what they do. I just can't say enough about what a great music selection we have in our area.
So in your profession, you come across many different sports figures, personalities, radio personalities, musicians. What has been that one person that left you in awe? Like, wow.
Well, not necessarily for the reason you think, but and I've met many. I've got lots of pictures, but the one guy that really I think about ever since we met is Russell Tompkins Jr., the lead singer of the Stylistics.
Yes.
The guy with the very high voice. What a discography that group had. Betcha by golly, wow,
Betcha
you are everything. Everything is you.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can't sing that high, but
no.
yeah.
I met Russell when he came to Yavapai College to perform, and he and I bonded. He was so appreciative of the newspaper article that came out where I was quoted as saying, because there was a competing like Stylistics tribute group that some of his former members had put together with a new lead vocalist. And I said, if it's not Russell Tompkins Jr., it's not the Stylistics. And so we hit it off. We kept in touch. Every once in a while, I'll shoot him a Facebook message and, see how he's doing. And he's still performing, although his voice is still every bit as good as before. But, I was just so enamored with the way he was as a person. He really took a liking to me and, asked me what it was like to run radio stations. And, I said, well, as long as we've got music from you guys, we never have to worry about pleasing the audience.
That's cool.
Just a really cool guy.
So what's next for the Arizona's Hometown Radio Group? I mean, what's on the horizon, long-term plans, things like that?
Well, we have had a very aggressive growth trajectory over the last several years. We had, we started with KIHX, which is now KPPV, the mix, in 1985. We added our second station, KQ&A, at the tail end of 1993.
Talk of the town.
And all that
No.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And those were the two stations there for a while till 2007. And then our daughter left the nest to go to college, and we had to decide, do we want to get bigger or do we want to get out? And we got bigger. We bought what is now Cattle Country.
Mm-hmm.
We added what is now Jack FM, KPKR in Parker. And then we've added steadily since then. The last two stations, we added a Jack FM for Flagstaff and Sedona called Jack Extra Large, KJXL 94.7. And then also the Kid, KIDD 103.9 Jack FM in Bullhead City. And I think that's pretty much where it's going to stop, except for the fact something else may be afloat here in the Prescott area, but I can't tell you exactly what it's going to be or when it's going to happen.
Is it a surprise?
Yes, it'll be a surprise.
Okay, we have to have you come back then and make that announcement.
I knew there was a reason why.
So, before I let you go, let's talk about that. Yes, we got a little picture there, huh?
Yeah, this was the solar-powered antenna site. When we started, as I mentioned on the telephone pole, people in Prescott and Chino Valley couldn't hear us because, Glacier Hill's in the way.
It was like soup can cups and a string.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, and pretty much all of the mountaintops were controlled by other broadcasters. And I know you'll find this surprising, but they really weren't excited about sharing the mountaintops with us. So we did finally talk to Rolly Simmons from Telepage, and he wouldn't let us up there either. But
was it his road or your road?
His road.
His road. I remember the story. Yes.
So we just leased the space right next to him and started. I used to work for the only wind-powered radio station in the country in Oak Creek, Colorado.
Okay.
And so we were looking at doing a wind-powered station. And one of the engineers said, well, why don't you do solar? There's 310 mostly sunny days in Arizona, and solar panels have gotten to the point where, they can run, a pretty big operation. And so we have a picture of the 96 solar panels.
Oh my gosh.
That we started out with, which thanks to efficiency, we are now down to 48. But that ribbon cutting included the mayor of Prescott, Jerry Wagner, the mayor of Chino Valley, Herb Voss, and the mayor of Prescott Valley, Phil Beeson.
Oh boy.
And there they are, along with Gene Hitney from the solar company that helped put the project together. And that made us the first solar-powered FM radio station in the United States. We got awards from the U.S. Secretary of Energy, from the Arizona Energy Office, the Small Business Administration, named us the Innovative Advocates of the Year for 1987. And so, and it was really not, it was a necessity, but I think it was desperation really that was the mother of invention in this case.
Well, you went all in. You're a trailblazer and had the vision to do that. Kudos to you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Before we let you go, I need some predictions from you.
Uh-oh.
Okay, you ready? World Series. Who's in it? Who wins it?
Well, right now, I like the Blue Jays.
Okay.
I know that's probably going to get you a little bit extra payoff if you put money down on them. But yeah, right now I kind of like what the Blue Jays are doing. They're a deep team and they've got power, they got speed, and good pitching. Okay.
And do the Lions get to Super Bowl this year?
Even if they do, the last time they won the NFL championship, I was 1 year old.
Was that when Alex Karras was playing?
No, way before that. Bobby Lane was the quarterback.
Bobby Lane, wow.
Yeah. But yeah, that was 1957. And so that was the last time the Lions won the NFL championship. but they should have been in the Super Bowl
They should have
last
been.
year.
Yeah.
They just really lost it at the end.
I think all of America was pulling for them last year, actually. It was.
Keep that mojo going.
Yes. Them and the Buffalo Bills, of course. Got to have them in there. Well, we're going to get to see you on October 28th at our quarterly breakfast, I believe.
Yeah. We'll be doing our sponsorship thing and get to speak a little bit about
marketing,
what's going on in the media and all that. I will say that Mayor Cal Palguda, when we finally did get past COVID and had our first quarterly breakfast over Gabby's, made it a point to announce to everybody that Sanford Cohen was the one that told us in the last quarterly breakfast that there wasn't going to be a recession unless there was a pandemic that caused the entire economy to shut down. And that was in January of 2022. So anybody that was in the room in January of 22 got a heads up from me about the pandemic. And it's just part of being in the media. You do want to be on top of what's going on, not just in the state, but in the nation and the world. Because you are responsible to inform the public, and I take that very seriously.
Well said, because quite frankly, we put our trust in you, and we look to you for that to be that source of information.
And there's a lot of disinformation and misinformation out there.
Sadly.
I definitely know that if we broadcast it, you can pretty much take it to the bank that it's valid, and people expect that, and I don't mind it because when they see me out in the world, they know that I'm a part of the community, and I would never mislead them. I'm there to try and help everybody get along, just like Rodney King. Just all get along. And but there is social media has made it very difficult to have a singular, truthful source of anything. And so we are trying to do that as best we can.
I'll tell you, in the Prescott area, if there is a Mount Rushmore of business leaders, you have a spot on it, my friend.
Thank you.
You have a spot on it. 40 years in business, family-owned business, Arizona's hometown radio group, Sanford and Terry Cohen. Any parting words to the public before we sign off?
Well, I just know that, you and I have been acquainted for many, many, many years, and watched you ascend the corporate ladder to the point where you finally made it to the corporate VP section, and then realized that the town of Prescott Valley needed you more, and really appreciate the fact that you were able to step in on the heels of Marnie Ewell, who was a very successful chamber director, and she gave you big shoes to fill.
She did.
But you also have a great team to help you carry out the mission of the Prescott Valley Chamber, and wish you all the success in making it happen, as you will over the next several years. I
appreciate that. I'm blessed with a great staff, a great board of directors, a great community. I have the best job in the world. I mean, I wouldn't trade this for anything, really. Even shortstop for the New York Yankees would not give that up.
Oh, now I think I'm getting some misinformation, some disinformation here.
Although I could probably hit better than the guy they got right now, but nothing, not to be mean. But anyway, Sanford, thank you for joining us today. Folks, that is all for today. I'm Steve Bracety from PV Talks. Look forward to seeing you soon. Take care and have a great weekend.